kill. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Nah, I'm authentic as they come. Document the rhythm with my tongue on the drums. Yo, I'm from a village called a slum, Southern California, where my skills come from. I was raised on that original format, action-packed, head-bobbing music that today many people lack. Hey yo, it is what it is. I ain't complaining, just explaining why my style is the biz. Yo, and very different from his. Too many jealous fake rappers, cry baby ass kids. Souped up poop butts, new mark ass niggas smelling fishy as fuck. You get cut, sliced and diced and marked up. Rockabye, baby, trying to press your luck. Nah, you ain't ready. This load is too heavy. You light like confetti, get boop pop like Betty Rock steady. Cool, calm, and dead.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Nah, you can't break me or make me. Following my shoes, trying to play me for the food. Know the rules. Born winning, never out to lose. Alarm clock ringing, but you tapping on the snooze. Keep sleeping on me, cool. Be careful who you choose to misuse and abuse. I'm not like the rest, my mic is highly blessed. Pure unadulterated rhyme concepts. My verbal intellect, inspect your whole deck. Crush, kill, stress, and destroy all pests. Sunk your shit for trying to play me like a bitch. That go along, get along gang, that ain't it. Insulting my intelligence with Jedi mind checks. Reversed and switched lanes and drove over a cliff. Nah, you ain't ready, this load is too heavy. You light like confetti, I'm boop pop like Betty Rock steady. Cool, calm, and dead.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
You can't fuck with this here though.
Got killed. Hip hop fanatic, hip hop fanatic.
Cool, calm, and dead.
Coolest of the cool. Coolest of the cool. Coolest of the cool.
Supah LAtin don't fly, but my heart throb, baby, I'm a heart throb. Big girls love me, skinny girls love me, milfs love me, cougars love me, ooh, that's big facts. Turn this up to the max, I'm the shit's mother X-Lax. Twist the lime in my cognac, gold smoke, pink Cadillac. You motherfucker trying to rob me?
Live in the motherfucking building. My name is Tech, the Supah LAtin. Thank you all for tuning in and rocking with us. Now, what I don't like right now is, see, they played with my shit. They played with my thing. Okay, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, we're gonna make it work.
I don't know why it did that to me. Back in the flesh. Back in the flesh. I hope I sound better on the. Yes. This is why we sound check, man. If you haven't tapped in, GWLIVE.com, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. Today we got Ricky Fitz in the fucking building. See all this shit? See what happens when you be doing the most, making sure everything is good? The team is growing. Ricky Fitz is in the fucking building, ladies and gentlemen. Last night we had an incredible GWLIVE Radio Phoenix show, so shout out to everybody who pulled up. We have an event at Trill. We were talking about this all night last night. J-Ro from the Licks, Namek, Tater Crown, Patrick Antoni, and Mr. CR, Monstro, Boogie Bryant, Jules the God, Joe Baggs, and St. Louis Gabor. They celebrating Johnny's birthday, man. Shout out to Johnny, West Coast Creations, in the fucking building. The event is it says 4 to 7 on this flyer. I would say be there by 2 because I believe the doors are opening at 3. You know what I'm saying? People was added to this bill. It's going to be super lit. Don't you ever forget that this podcast show is sponsored by Click Sound and Stage. If you are looking for audio, stage rentals, trussing, lighting, audio engineers, DJ, whatever it is that you need, Click Sound and Stage got the magic. Shout out to everybody who's been submitting music to the fucking platform. Anybody who wants to get their music videos played on my podcast. This is the email. Send your joints. Send your joints. Send your joints. Send your joints. That's the best way we can get this thing popping out here in the fucking world. Now, if you haven't been to the website, donkeybongstv.com is where you want to fucking be. And I'm going to tell you why. You go to the website, you scroll down, this little radio player you see, that gives you all of the live shows that happen on demand and get uploaded on the website. So the radio station is up there now. Check out, the radio show from last night. We will have this podcast show in this player later on, you know what I'm saying, at the tail end of this week, most likely Sunday. If you haven't tapped into the radio show, when I'm in LA, it's Pacific Standard Time. When I'm in Arizona, it's Arizona time. We go from 10 to midnight. We play the illest independent hip hop all over the world. But, we heavy on the West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? We shout out to our brothers. Shout out to all my podcast shows on the network. Donkey Bongs TV has 5 hip-hop podcast shows on the network. Till the Tape Pops, Icons and Music Podcast, Super Bang, Comic Book Trap House, hosted by Derek Strong, DJ Ready C, Vic Vega. I mean, these are OGs in the fucking game. Shout out to Last Kind Records. Cali's Finest Radio. They do entertainment, news, and music. They cover all types of shit. We just aired a show last week with Freeway Rick Ross. He went in there and spilled the beans, about a whole lot of shit. It was really dope. If you haven't been to the website, come through. Donkey Bong TV shows right here. Click the links. Universal Frequency is back this week. Super excited about that. We are a Fleet DJ network, which means that we break records. Straight up. So if you got records, we break them. Simple as that. If you haven't been to the Donkey Bongs merch store, make sure you click this banner. If you continue to scroll down, we have another private party, the 7th GWLIVE Radio private party in Killer Cali. You know the vibes. It's at the humble abode of the Supah LATIN Legacy compound. You know the vibes. We celebrating the Pisces, the Pisces and Aries season for March, man. So big shout out to Patrick Antoni, and that's his birthday month. Mr. Snow, he'll be rocking the mic. His father's birthday is that day. Derek Strong is coming from Utah. Ildose's family, John Q. Beats Inc. That's 4 producers, man. We're doing a little bit different this time around. So I'm giving y'all a nice, eventful fucking producer section of a live beat set. It's going to be super ill. And then this month, I'm throwing DJ Ready C out of New York on the 1s and 2s right next to Earl East. We'll have 2 DJs, 4 producers, and a hell of a lot of MCs in the fucking building repping this hip-hop culture shit. Hip-hop is about peace, love, unity, and having fun. If nobody never told you, check the Supah LATIN fucking told you. The Coptomania deal, you can get all of your news and information here. This is why it's important to hit the website. Connect with us. Catch the bios for Who's GWLIVE Radio, GWLIVE Live. You can catch us live from the website. Do not be scared to operate from the website. We have a music license. We are covered through our website. Facebook, Twitch, and everything else could potentially get blocked. So fuck with us directly. It's always the best way to go about it. I'm going to stop jabbing your ear off about that. I'm going to play some music videos, man. I'm going to get a video going. You know what I'm saying? While everybody's getting warmed up. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. And we are going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to bring Ricky Fitz to the fucking table. and we're gonna chop it up. So, with that being said, I'm gonna play some Tated Crown. This joint right here is called Jewelry. We're gonna set a little stage as Ricky Fitz gets himself together. You know what I'm saying? He's got to powder his nose and all that shit. You know, he's a fly fella from Philly. You know the vibes. He's hot because his team took an L in the Super Bowl. So don't judge him too hard. This is how we're gonna get down. Tated Crown, Jewelry, Donkey Barnes TV, GWLIVE. We out here, hip hop culture. Ricky Fitz in the fucking building. I'm kidding. I don't even do that shit. Come on, let's get to it.
Hey, hold on, nigga. Hold my neck. Hold my neck. Hold my neck. It's got me fucked up. Hold my ring. Hold my ring. Hold my ring. Fell out of touch with the men of demons. Any given Sunday, I was really beaming. Convinced me with that preaching, I was in caprice. Now reiterating speeches, breaking down my thesis. All the while I'm breaking trees inside a rustic leaf. Smoking to myself because I fuck with me. Even when I'm down, shit, I'm up by 3. Living and performing under pressure, where I cut my teeth. Cousin Tim's in the real estate, what you about? Is the pictures on the gram for elusive clout? I'm in the shade with my sons catching rainbow trout. Income is passive, money coming that I cannot count. It's never the same amount, look what you do for love. The time it doesn't feel like the old Jake Love. I try to make it work, the cap I push and shove. Always in my feelings about my granny, man, I miss those hugs. I can study on what it was and what it could have been. That are tricking on them hoes, you should've bought a Benz. And them niggas want your ends, but you call them friends. I pray for understanding, even though I know just what it is. Stay my solid self and work for endless wealth. These niggas watching moves, I do my business stealth. Girl is in the kitchen, taught her how to shelf. Got me scraping chicken off the plate until it's nothing left. Them dickies looking right over the white flights. My pinky dance move under the limelight. You can get a verse long as the price right. I got the kind of thought to make a nigga wanna fly right. If the instrumental strong, boy, you know it's on. When I write another verse, you know my word is bomb. High sight on dollar signs, what you focus on. Stakes is in your grass, you should go and try to mow your lawn. I got the booth looking like a pulpit. Tell the truth, even when it's bullshit. I hate to lose, but when I do, I never do quit. They try to take your place, so when you move, you gotta move quick. I speak on what I know you like to fabricate. I'm really living life, you imaginate. Every time I do a show, I like to fascinate. Going dumb on the stage like a basket case. Yeah, to get these niggas jewels out here, these motherfuckers don't even know how to act, man, without them. OGs need to come back and rebuild, nigga. That's what the fuck we need to do. Come back with some understanding. These niggas don't know how to fucking act nowadays. What is these niggas talking about nowadays, man? Go back to the booth and review your shit.
A motherfucking crown. Toast to the gifted. Donkey Barnes TV. Ricky Fitz in the fucking building.
What up, what up?
You know, Papi. You're not even Puerto Rican, are you?
Nah, I'm not.
All right. You just look it. I'm fucking with you. So how's it going? Ricky Fitz in the fucking building. If I had my triggers working, you would hear the pew 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 pews, the live studio applauses. You know what I'm saying? That strip will fall from the lights.
Absolutely.
It would be a whole thing for you.
I'm chilling, man.
How
glad
is
to be here, man?
How is the life of Ricky Fitz going so far, man? Let's talk about this private party that you just rocked. In Cali, man.
Private party in LA was crazy. Dope. Super dope, man. A lot of super dope people there. MC Random was murdering it, man. Just freestyling, just killing it. I mean, over
that's my motherfucking
Chop
man.
Louie.
Chop Louie was definitely on the beats. Actually, he will be back for the March shit. So Beats Inc. is MC Random, Disease 84, Chop Louie, and there's a couple people that may be pulling in. So like some special guest type shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have all 4 of them hooked up, going live. Doing something for the MCs.
No doubt.
This go around. So
yeah, it's dope.
I'm excited.
The whole show was dope. Quasar was dope. He killed it.
Quasar's different, right?
Who's the B-Box group?
That was Geometric Effects. Big shout out to my people's Geometric Effects. He's been holding it down with us for a little while, man, and he's a big supporter of the platform. Loves what we got going on. We tie the hip hop culture to what we do very well.
Absolutely,
I feel. So it attracts like-minded individuals to the platform.
Yeah, that was dope, man. I don't think I've ever seen. I haven't seen too much like live beatboxing. I will say in like Philly, that's not a huge thing.
What?
You know what I
Okay.
mean? A little more probably in New York, you catch that a little more, and it's a little more old school vibe, of course. But
Right.
yeah, I've never seen somebody go in like that. That was
means
dope.
that means a lot to me because
Yeah,
when people
that
come
was dope.
when people come to my home, I want to give them everything that my home embodies.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And this
Absolutely.
is like, welcome to the West Coast.
Yeah.
This is
I'll-
how we get busy.
I also want to give a shout out to your mother, brother.
Bro, you know,
Beautiful woman. She came out. When I came for the sound check, just to give people the little background of it. I came for the sound check, and I had my girl and my baby girl there. You know, my daughter. Shout out to Monet. But she came out. We had left. She didn't know we left. She had came out with like a little snack bag for her and stuff.
she did
so
come back with a
that was dope. But I took it back to the hotel, so she rocked out in the morning with it.
man.
So
See,
that was
that's a
dope.
beautiful thing.
I wanted to give her a shout out, man.
You know,
That was
shout out
beautiful.
to the whole Supah LAtin family. I know it's my family, but
Absolutely.
I mean, if y'all only knew the type of shit we had to fight through as a family to be able to get to the point that we're at now. It definitely takes work.
Yeah.
My parents are you know, they're hip hop heads, and I'm second generation into this,
Mhm.
so they understand exactly what I'm doing. It's very open and they're very supportive, man. And it's been like that ever since I was in diapers doing this with my pops. So, you know, shout out to my moms, shout out to my wife, shout out to my pops, shout out to my brother, my sister. Everybody does their part for this thing
Absolutely.
to function, man. So,
Absolutely. And I like how y'all work as a unit. That's dope.
you know,
It's super dope.
if we don't do it, we can't get anybody else to do it. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? And sometimes the hardest people to work with is family.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It
So
is.
to be able to have a successful family business as well as, you know, a platform that, you know, literally we built, you know, it means a lot, bro. It means a lot. And we really care about the culture, bro. We got a lot of people that stand with us and stand behind us. You know, I said this yesterday on the radio show, the OGs let me move them around like chess pieces. And they trust me. I don't ever get no funny shit. It's just whatever you need, I got you, Tech. And it, you know, it really
Well, that also speaks to your
really
character.
helps. It really helps everything. You know
Yeah, that speaks to your character as well.
you
know what I mean? You
I'm a
earn that.
student,
OG,
I'm a student
listen.
first, man.
People don't just, you know, respect is earned more than given, I think, for
Every
the most
time.
part.
Every
You know
time.
what I mean?
Right.
Of course, some environments and some spaces, it's given, but in most places, you got to earn that. The real respect, at least. You know what I mean?
Facts. So Ricky, while we got you here, man, and while we about to tap into it,
Yes, sir.
let's tell the people who is Ricky Fitz.
Ricky Fitz, man. I'm an MC. I come from a small town called Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It's about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Philly.
I thought that was a joke the whole time. It's
Phoenixville
called
to Phoenix.
Phoenixville.
Yeah. I had a
No
podcast
shit.
called Phoenixville to Phoenix.
No,
as well.
that's lit.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that's
dope.
lit. I swear
But-
to God, the whole time I was like, he's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Ain't no Phoenixville.
Phoenixville
No,
to
it's
Phoenix.
Phoenixville,
And then
Wow.
moved to Phoenix.
Philly,
How
and
dope
moved to
is that?
Phoenix. That's dope as shit. You know, I'm noticing a
yeah,
theme here.
I'm an MC. I'm the youngest of 4 boys. So I had 3 older brothers. One I'm real close with. We're like 10 months apart. The other 2 are a little older than me. So, but they're the reason why I'm rapping today. You know what I mean? Just the introduction to music. My brother's a musician. He's a professional musician. He plays guitar, does like blues, alternative rock type vibe. You know what I mean? Super dope. And he travels around, and his live performances is how he pays his bills. So
That's lit.
at, in his late 40s, that's super dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
and I
hella dope.
admire that. It's something I admire. So yeah,
Shout out to your brother, man.
yeah, shout out to him. He introduced me to the 90s alternative rock, man.
Oh, okay.
So it changed my life. It got me into music, like knee deep into music. I always been into like R&B, hip hop, kind of the commercial stuff as a kid, listening to Coolio and all that.
Facts.
Dove Shack, shout out to Dove Shack
Hey.
from Cali, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But yeah, that was the vibe. Coolio from Cali as well, West Coast. I liked a lot of commercial stuff, and my brother put me on to a lot of rock and roll, which changed my perspective on music, which is important. I think having multiple perspectives and to be familiar with different genres is so important. You know what I mean, with music, especially now that I'm, now when I'm a little older.
You can appreciate it.
Back when I first started rapping, I just like the rap. I just,
Get that
you know what I
boom
mean?
shit
I
outta
didn't know what
here.
I was doing. So
What is this?
yeah, but at the same time, it showed me a lot of stuff, and watching his development into different bands he was in to doing his own solo stuff now. It's inspiring to have that. You have that with your father, and
Yes, sir.
it's so important, you know, to find that. If you have to find it in one of your favorite rappers, it doesn't matter. Find somebody to admire, find somebody to learn from. Because when you admire, you're open. You know what I mean? If I admire someone, I'm open to receive a lot of information. You know what I mean? And they could teach a lot better. You know what I mean? That way. So yeah, I studied the game. I studied hip hop. Didn't get into hip hop until I was a little older, actually. Probably 13, 14.
No shit.
Like really into it, and then really into the hip hop that I love today, which is boom bap. You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting into that vibe. But I probably grew up in, I think, arguably one of the illest eras of hip hop, which is the early 90s for me. To me, that's my golden age. That's when everything came out. Wu-Tang Clan. That was really one of the first ones I was introduced to.
That's when hip hop was in its prime, bro.
God.
You know,
Wu-Tang,
at
Mobb
that point,
Deep.
hip hop was an adolescent.
Absolutely.
In the game. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers was playing with shit.
So
ain't nobody sound the same. You had your Busters coming out at the same time. You know, DMX was getting his break.
DMX, late 90s.
I mean, you got your fucking
Biggie,
Jay-Z's, your Biggies, Nas's, AZ.
Tupac was tearing it up.
Tearing it up.
It was a great space.
I mean, Ghetto Boys. I mean, we go forever, bro. Outkast. Everybody was on a fucking tear.
Yeah, it was just
E40, you know. I mean,
E40.
Shit.
E40 came
Twista.
out that time.
I mean, everybody
Twista.
just seemed to be really popping up and showing the fuck out.
Twista popped out with Do or Die. Do You Want to Ride in the Backseat of a Caddy? That song blew my mind. It's just so much there. And plus hip hop was still young. It was still evolving.
That part.
It's still evolving now, but it was still kind of in its infancy stage. I mean, you had the late 80s, which was major, and then you had the early 90s, that wave that came in.
You know,
and we forgot to leave out Dr. Dre and Snoop. I mean,
Dre,
they came out
Snoop,
at that era as well.
Fucking KRS, EPMD.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, we could go forever. The whole show we could be talking about, you know, the cats
Absolutely.
that paved the fucking way.
But I mean, I went there, you know, into the early 90s, really evolved me. I started getting into the streets as well. That's a big part of my life. That's a big
I was going through your pictures. I noticed chapter. I was like, this guy either went to jail or he was in the military.
Yeah,
because he's too fucking big for no reason.
I've been to prison a few times, but I started getting locked up at an early age. Man, I hit the streets, started running around, with. I'm not gonna call them the wrong crowd because I was a part of that crowd as well. So I mean, we were all just learning, and
I be having conversations with my OGs, man, and my OGs tell me this shit every time I get on the phone with them, and they always remind me that we have never made a mistake ever in our life, and we're never going to. We learn through life. We taught ourselves something through this experience, and you taught the outsider looking at you during this process how to act, I mean, there's a lot of things that we do, and it's an experience, man. You grow from it, you learn from it, and fuck the bullshit, bro. That's just what it is. I mean, circumstances. I mean, come on.
It took me a long time to learn that too.
Everybody's circumstances are what they are.
Absolutely.
And you can't knock somebody who's trying to feed their kids. You can't knock somebody who's trying to find a way to scramble a dollar, especially in a fucking dirty country like the one that we live in.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
you can't knock the kid that just can't figure it out and acts out a certain way, because that was me for a large part of it.
That was a part of me too. That was a part of me too, where, you know, you're figuring out where you fit in the world, bro.
Absolutely.
What is a man
Absolutely.
when you're fucking 15?
And as creatives, like, and now my perspective now is crazy different. But as creatives, we suffer from that. We struggle with identity. We struggle with who we are and who we want to be and what voice do we want to have. You know what I'm saying? In any circles and any spaces that we're in. So I struggled for years. I got locked up at 15, did 2 years, got out when I was 17. And when I got out at 17, I formed a group with one of my best friends, John Murdoch, who's a legendary producer out of Philly, legendary MC out of Philly. And we formed a group called Foundation. And just me and him messing around. We were trash, Tech.
He said we
was garbage. We was no good, but we loved it. Our passion was so crazy, and we just evolved and got better. And about
that's
6 months later, we went out and got Lex Starvin. Lex Starvin was an MC around my way. He was the best MC out of Phoenixville we knew. And in surrounding towns and area, he was just the dopest. At like 16, 17.
Shout out to Lex.
Lex was fire. And Lex formed a group with my brother while I was locked up, called Quantum Mechanics was the name of the group, and his name was Weapon X. It wasn't Lex Darwin.
You know, this is a time. You know, this is a time in hip hop, man, where intelligence fucking was very on the forefront.
Absolutely.
Of the game, man. And now we just we get our little dickies and shit like that now.
So we ended up doing like a demo, and then we went and grabbed.
One more time. The name of the group was Quantum
Mechanics.
Quantum Mechanics.
You had my brother, who again he's a musician now, but he was rapping and he loves hip hop and all that. So he was Dr. Time Traveler.
That's fire.
Then you had Josh Kenner, who just was an MC out of Westchester. Shout out to Josh Kenner. He's super dope. He still freestyles on Facebook Live. He be killing it. Super dope MC.
That's
and you had Weapon Excalibur. His name was Weapon Excalibur, which I thought was dope too.
That shit is fire. Yeah, this is fire.
So we had a demo. They were putting out stuff. They put out like demos and a bunch of stuff. They had probably 30, 40 songs that they created. And they kind of went their separate ways. And we grabbed Lex right up. I snatched him right up. I said, yeah, we need Lex. And we did. And we formed a great group. If you don't know nothing about Foundation, look it up. Ricky Fitz, John Murdoch, Lex Darwin. We put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 projects, 9 projects as a squad. And again, I was in and out of prison through a lot of those. So I'm featured on every one of them. I'm all over a lot of those albums, but I didn't really get to have that experience like they had, which was super dope. So
got it, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
But that's my backstory. That's you know what I mean? Quick little back.
Go look up the Foundation, man. Go figure it out.
Go check them out, man.
Do the knowledge.
Dark City.
Come back and let's talk about it next week. When you see me, let's talk about the Foundation.
The Dark City trilogies, fire. There's something. If you love MCing, if you love hip hop, if you love boom bap, go check that out, man. It's super dope.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen.
And I always plug my brothers because without them, there is no me.
Come on,
at all.
Come on. So let's go into some personal Ricky.
Let's do it.
What was your childhood like? What was growing up in Philly like? What was the household like? What was what was your day-to-day as a child? How was it?
Household was, like I said, youngest of 4 boys. Grew up in a home. Like we were lower middle class, I would say. Grew up in like a lower
middle. Still there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now too. Lower middle class. We owned our own home, which for me, I always knew as a kid that was important. I didn't know why it was important when I was 5, 6 years old, but I always knew that we owned our home and that was like different. My father was an electrician, hardworking blue collar man. Worked pretty much to the day he died. Rest in peace to my pop. I learned my work ethic from him. My father was also a genius, like a certified genius. He was a member of like Mensa and these great society. Yeah, he was a very intelligent dude who pretty much left a certain life that he wanted to have because of my older brother and because that, he got my mother pregnant and, they got married and he settled down. My dad had a lot of opportunities to do a lot of like cool things, stuff that he considers cool too. Like he's a nerd at heart. And, I loved having that. He's the one that got us when hip hop first started transitioning to digital.
Right.
I mean, he was all over. He was like, "This is where it's going," because he was helping my older brother out. But it was just cool. I had a really good household, honestly. Brothers were awesome. My one brother played college football. He played Kutztown college football. My other brother ran college track. So these are my older 2 brothers. Me and my other brother.
Thought you were buff for nothing.
We're the idiots. We're the ones that didn't make it.
I thought you were buff for nothing, but it's just in the genes.
Yeah, I have good genetics. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in a really good household. Shout out to Grover Street. I grew up in pretty much the same household my whole life. We didn't move around a lot.
That's
like I said, we own that crib. I'm super blessed. My parents did divorce at an early age, but to say, did it affect me? Absolutely. It affects every kid. But and I think I acted out a lot of ways because of that. But looking back, I mean, the grudges that you have towards your parents, and not crazy grudges, but subtle ones.
Right. They're just the childhood grudges.
That you grow out of that because understand. You wake up and you go through it yourself.
Yeah. Then you grow up and then you're like, that's why.
Have kids, and it's like,
that's why that bottle was there. I better put a bottle there too.
Absolutely. So it's
no, hell yeah.
Real close with my father, pretty all. I was close with my mom early on. She moved out, moved back in. She's been in and out of my life, but never really out of my life. I don't want to say in and out of my life, but in and out of the household. My mother's a homosexual. That's different. I remember at 13, 14, learning about that, her having that conversation with me. And I remember crying for some reason. Not sure. And mind you, I'm talking 1996. This ain't 2023.
Right.
Where this is on the forefront of social issues and things like that. Homosexuals back then hid that stuff. They weren't really out in the open with it.
Right.
Very private life. People judge them like crazy. They still do today, but it was a lot worse back then. But she was trying to find herself. She had 4 kids and didn't understand who she was. Felt like she wasn't being herself and being true to who she was. So that's empowering today.
It is very empowering today. It's a real thing, man. People go through different shit, and a lot of motherfuckers never take the mask off. It's easy to get lost behind that mask.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when you can break out of that and you can really be comfortable in your skin, man, that's a big thing for me. It is just being comfortable in my skin. You have to be. The world is cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable in your skin, they can make you do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
And once you find the knowledge of self and figure out who it is you are and shit like that, I think everything flows better.
Yeah.
I think it lets you come out your shell and just be you, man. You can be happy. It's hard to be happy, bro.
It's hard to be something
and
you're
be
not.
At peace.
It's hard to be something you're not. So when you're doing that, you're exhausting so much energy trying to be a gangster, trying to be this street dude that I thought I was for so many years.
Right.
It takes a lot of pressure off when you could truly be yourself. When I gained knowledge of self, you spoke about knowledge of self, how important that was for me to understand who I was, not only, as a creative or something like that, but just as a black man myself. It's hard sometimes. It's hard dealing with racism. Tech, I know you deal with racism here and there and have throughout your childhood.
I get it off for
every
random,
day.
Random shit.
I live in a predominantly white neighborhood and town now, and I see it a lot. I go to the grocery store and I get looks like, what's he? Because I'll have a shirt with a rest in peace John on, because I'm myself everywhere I go. So I have a rest in peace to my homie hoodie on going to the grocery store, and they just look at me like, what is this guy? Hair a little nappy. I might not have did it that
Can't
day.
Tell.
Yeah, it's just like they don't know like
middle point.
Who's this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just trying to figure out who you are is important.
No, it's very important, man.
But my mother,
shout out to everybody out there, being themselves and being comfortable in their skin,
absolutely,
man. Y'all take the W every day for that.
And my mother's a strong woman. Shout out to my mother, Debbie. I love you so much. You know what I mean? And I don't tell her that enough. I should, because she's getting older. Soon she won't be here. You know what I mean? So I probably should take the time to say it a little more. And matter of fact, right after this interview, I'm gonna call my mother.
After the interview, I'm gonna hold you accountable.
I'm gonna call my mother.
We're gonna call moms.
Because you know what? And I love talking. That's why I love talking about this stuff too. I don't have these conversations with a lot of people. So that's dope, man. But again, back to the childhood. Childhood was pretty dope. Who
was your I mean, we're just to throw you a curveball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who was your favorite childhood hero? Let's go from like 6th grade to like 10th grade ish, where you're a little older, you ain't just watching the cartoons, starting to understand some shit.
6th grade to 10th grade,
6th
I would
to 10th.
probably have to go with. It was probably a running back in the NFL because that's what I wanted to do. At that point, that's what I was kind of inspiring to be at that point. Barry Sanders, maybe, but I wasn't. I didn't run like Barry, so. I love Barry. Big up to Barry.
I was a Jerome Bettis kind of dude.
Jerome Bettis, you was straight running dudes
I'm
over.
Like I'm running them over,
trucking them.
I
was probably a little more finesse, but Barry probably was my idol. I love Barry Sanders.
Barry's one of my favorites, man.
I was a huge.
So Barry was like fan. The Daniel Tomlinsons.
LT. Shout out to LT.
I liked Emmitt Smith a lot.
Emmitt Smith was a soldier. I didn't like Dallas, so it's
hard to rock the star. That was just my one guy.
Yeah, he wasn't ever my favorite, but I mean, I wanted to be a running back, so sports was important. Especially, I had a brother playing college football. That was important to me. So when I got locked up, it kind of derailed that. I got locked up at 15 years old. So you're looking early high school. And that derailed that a little bit for me. I did 2 years, got out when I was 17.
Your shit went from fucking Deion Sanders to Tukey Williams.
Yeah, the Tukey. Tukey. Shout out to Tukey. Rest in peace to Tukey, man.
Rest in peace, Tukey. We clowning out here, man. Yo, so just to tap into a little bit of the early young Ricky, man. Before you got locked up, what would you say was one of your favorite joints, or something that was like a anthem-ish song for you, in that same little time period or high school period?
I say Triumph, Wu-Tang Clan. A lot of what Wu was doing, man. I could name 10 songs, but I would say I'll go Triumph. Triumph was a big one, especially around there, 97. I got booked like a year later, 98. So I would say that. Mobb Deep. What did Mobb Deep have out back then? Shook Ones was huge in my childhood. Certain songs, man, it just was crazy. The whole Iron Man album. Ghostface.
Hey.
Ghostface was my favorite MC. At that time, he was my favorite. Ghost was my favorite. Like to this day, he's still like 2 or 3 on my list as like favorite MCs. So
that's lit.
Nas was always big for me.
Yeah, Nas
had some joints.
That's Nas, man.
Yeah, Nas always had some joints.
Yeah.
I was more underground. I didn't care for a lot of the commercial stuff. You had Mason and them doing their thing, but I was a little more like, I wasn't with the flashy stuff. Because we wasn't rocking none of that. I ain't have that.
Right.
I grew up in like a middle class household, but my dad wasn't spending no $100 on those sneakers.
Yeah, me either.
My first pair of Air Max 97s I bought myself, and I remember when I walked in the house, my dad gave me that look like,
you idiot.
Boy, you better not be out here tripping. Like, you know what I mean?
Why would
because he knew I didn't get no job. He knew I didn't have no job, so you could just imagine where I got. And he knew what they cost because we was in the store and I was clowning like a month before, like, dang, Dad, I want these. You know what I mean? He looked at them like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And then I strolled in the house like a month or two later.
See, I got lucky, man. Pops was sponsored by Adidas, Nike, Skechers. You know what I'm saying? Drunken Monkey. So I ain't never had to buy nothing. As soon as I had to buy shit, I was hot.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck you mean $80?
Yeah.
And then I realized at an early age, I was like, oh, I'm cheap.
For some dope
like,
Cortezes, it was
cheap.
like $60, $70.
Yeah,
and
that's wild.
Yeah,
and that was a $20 fucking sneaker at the damn swap meet, especially where I'm from.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how you go from $20, $30 to $70, $80, $90? I ain't buying no Force One. I ain't buying no Chucks. I'm buying Vans.
Yeah.
Because Vans is a smooth $40, $50. I can walk in and grab that, and I don't think twice.
And I can get a couple pairs to match anything I'm rocking.
What I'm saying. You leave with one
Absolutely.
pair of J's, I'm leaving with 3 pairs of Vans.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna win that one every time, buddy.
Yeah.
know?
Definitely.
Now what we need to do is just get these companies to pay us.
And now I'm smart enough not to buy those sneakers as much as here and there. I'll grab a dope pair, but it's very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare.
Yeah, I'm going in no name brand type shit. I'm like, I'm old school. I'm changing everything.
I like designer, but I'm one of them guys. I gotta catch it on sale. I gotta hit Marshalls,
See?
Ross. I'm in a lot of those stores. My girl's in a lot of them, so I'm in there.
Burlington,
like, see Ross's, if I can pluck one piece out of here
Maxx.
today.
Yeah, that's how I get there. That's my get down. I'll be rocking the shit.
You can wear what you want. Just
3 years later, I can't do it.
Spend responsibly.
I'm not, man. And I'm bad. Like, don't let me have money. If I have money and I'm not gonna feel it, then I might go grab that Burberry. But but if I'm in this boat for a little while, I'm just gonna coast by that that Burberry, and I'm gonna go grab me
if you fly, it don't matter what you got on. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
that part
don't matter what you get on.
Clothes don't make the player
at all.
The player make the clothes
at all. They just compliment the player. That's all they do.
That's it.
But if the clothes is making you got to go back to the drawing board, my friend.
Go back to the drawing board. That's some fuckboy shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump into some music, man. We're gonna take a little music break. We giving y'all a little, introductions. It's introductions. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
We're getting to know Ricky Fitz on a one-on-one level. You tapped in with Tech the Supah LAtin, GWLIVE. We're gonna play this joint right here, man. This is from Il Dos. It's called Fast Money Connect. This shit better be Fast Money Connect. I hope I just didn't sound out of shout out a video I'm not playing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would do some shit like that by accident. Il Dos, Fast Money Connect. That's the vibe. That's how we're gonna get down. Donkey Bronx TV, GWLIVE podcast, one-on-one with Ricky Fitz. Let's get to it, baby. It's music time.
Used to be I could find a way when there wasn't.
It's nothing. 2, 4, 245s in my vest, I'm thugging. Got my skill and my work, I'm hustling. FBI and 5-4s, I'm ducking. It's nothing. It's nothing.
1200 Mossberg punk, you bluffing. Tried to hit the safe lights on, I'm dumping. Send you to the afterlife, dude, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Do it on the rego. Couple keys, 100 pounds, hustle like I'm retro. My neck gross, I make a gold digger throw up. I'm getting close, I don't call, I just pull up. I'm plugged in, 100,000 nigga paper thin. All hundreds, my stomach still growling. 245s in my vest, bitch, I'm thugging. Got my work and my scale on me, I'm hustling.
What up, flu? Back door, chop shop, bump off. Work looking good enough to start the whole summer off. You know how we do it. Back to back, ringing like the Lakers championships. These niggas still singing. Third eye seeing, 2 steps ahead of you. One man down, cause he said it wasn't hard enough. Now question, is everybody with dreads for the cause? Is everybody with goals for the files? Nah.
245s in my vest, I'm thugging. Got my skill and my work, I'm hustling. FBI and 5-4s, I'm ducking. It's nothing.
It's nothing. 1200 Mossberg punk, you bluffing. Tried to hit the safe lights on, I'm dumping. Send you to the afterlife, dude, it's nothing. It's nothing.
It's nothing, slow motion while I'm moving through the hood. 40 cal, tucked up so it's always understood. Papa didn't raise no punk. Work ticking like a time man, nigga. My store is a trunk. Timeless flow that originated from the first time the government funded a nigga some snow. This is chestnut checkers, so I move pawns around and make bitches go pick up my pounds. Doc worker like UPS in the airport with 100,000 duct tape to my chest. I'm giving it the best that I got. Anita Baker, gun got a beam on it like a lightsaber. 2011 Darth Vader, stick tongue make your bottom bitch jump off of a skyscraper. Pop like a breaker. Call State Farm, motherfucker, let them bitches save you. It's nothing.
245s in my vest, I'm thugging. Got my skill and my work, I'm hustling. FBI and 5-4s, I'm ducking. It's nothing.
It's nothing. 1200 Mossberg punk, you bluffing. Tried to hit the safe lights on, I'm dumping. Send you to the afterlife, dude, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Single, but I think it was also on a soundtrack somewhere. But that joint was crazy. We used to throw that on freestyle for hours, kick writtens, just playing around with it. And about time I got home, which was like probably like a year later after some of those sessions, I just was like, man, we got to do something. And me and Doc just went right in. We jumped right in. We tried to figure it out. We got a computer. I'm not going to say how we got the computer. I don't think we paid for it, but one of those things. But we just started jumping in. And like I said, my dad had the software. He had Acid. He had Vegas Pro back then, which wasn't by Sony or Magic. It was through, who made it back then? Soundforge. Shout out to Soundforge.
Damn.
This was back when 2000. right when everything started switching over. So this is when we just started jumping in. We found a keyboard. I think we bought a keyboard, a cheap one off somebody. It was a nice Kurzweil too. It was a decent keyboard. And Doctor started making beats, and we just started going in. Our influences were.
What year was
this? Was 2000.
Oh,
so shit. 23 years ago.
Oh, shit. So you've been going hard, taking this shit serious for the last 23 years.
And like I said, we didn't know what we were doing back then.
Right,
we were just hitting buttons and trying to rap and trying to write. We were getting our sound together. But it wasn't long after that we dropped our first LP, which was 2001, maybe.
Okay.
I believe it was. I'd have to check in with Murdoch, but I think it was like 2001. We dropped Call 911.
That's dope.
It was our first one.
You know, that's
Foundation Call 911. Our second album was called Ground Zero.
That's
the second one was Ground Zero. So.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's around the time we just started really taking it serious. Yeah, Lex Darwin was doing his thing. I was admiring him. I'm looking at him like, oh man, he's so dope. I learned he helped me how to rap. I got to rap with one of my favorite to this day, and I will go on record and say, to me, he's one of the best lyricists to ever touch a microphone. And I'm biased because he's one of my best friends. He's also, I've heard so much of his music that the world's never heard. So,
you know,
I got stuff in my, I got stuff right now that if you heard, you probably be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you're gonna hear some. I'll definitely drop some.
I need to get him off so we can play him on the Jumbo Radio.
And shout out to Lex. He should be dropping the album sometime I think about June or July. So
okay,
yeah,
that's super dope.
He's back.
Who's been your biggest supporter in music, man? Because you know, for me, it's like my mom, my pops, my wife. But I never really ever get asked the question, so I never get to shout them out.
Yeah,
so I wanted to make it a point.
My father again.
Who is it for Ricky?
My father was big with the equipment and stuff. As soon as he started seeing us take it seriously, I mean, he was buying mixers, Tascam mixers, big boy Jones, like 8-track joints and stuff. And even though we were getting out of that phase, the mixer's still important for, you got one sitting right over there. I see it.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's important. So my dad was huge. Friends and family, local friends from the town, everybody used to support. We printed up like 101 of those CDs at first. Sold them all in like 2-3 days. I remember it. It was crazy. We sold them all maybe a week. Give me a week. We might have sold them in about a week. But I mean, people will come through. We were selling for like $5 just in the hood, and people were buying them up. And they were supporting us. That was like our biggest supporters at that time. And shout out to Africa. I will say that like nowadays, the brothers in Africa love hip hop, man.
Straight up.
They love hip hop. Cameroon, Nigeria.
Hey, shout out to Nigeria. Yeah. Shout out to Lagos.
Shout out to Nigeria. Lex Darwin's father's from Nigeria, actually, too. So he's of African descent. So that's dope. And but they love our music, but they love all hip hop. They be sending. We trade music back with dudes from out there and all that.
We have a very my network, Dr. Bones TV and the Gymwork platform has a big network push in Nigeria, in India. Shout out to the people in India. Karnataka got like a billion fucking people living there, bro, and half of the fucking population fucks with us. Shit is wild.
I think a lot of people don't think about that.
Wild.
You tap into those markets,
it's a wrap.
Your fan base expands.
It's
tenfold.
A wrap.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
It's a beautiful thing.
We're already talking about how to take this platform specifically with the podcast, and even the radio show, and doing like a world tour where we stop and like spend a week in India, we spend a week in Lagos or Nigeria. We touch down in the UK. Shout out to Russia. Shout out to Germany.
Germany's
UK
huge
from top to bottom has been loving us, for a minute. Amsterdam, beautiful fucking hip hop audience in Amsterdam. Belgium was lit.
England, London.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody overseas who, gives us that fucking love. Shout out to Istanbul. Y'all don't know nothing about that though. We'll stop. Shout out to Turkey.
Australia
is huge.
Australia as well.
Japan is huge. Shout out to DJ Utaka. That's one of my peoples, man. So I got another question for you, man. What do you feel like your role is in the game, and do you believe in a role?
I think recently I just started finding myself in that position just because I'm an OG. I'm older, brother. I'll be 40 next week.
Goddamn.
So, yeah, I'm turning 40.
Don't say that again. Yeah.
Nah, I don't mind it, bro. I'm embracing it.
I'll beep it. For you.
I embrace it, Tech.
You have to, man. Ain't nothing wrong with getting older, man. It's the knowledge, it's what you learn, it's the wisdom, it's what you can pass off. It's really being an OG. This is what it is.
That's what it is.
It's purpose.
I remember the first time someone called me OG Tech, I almost lost my mind. I'm like, damn. But I had to sit. I almost was depressed for like a day. I had to sit but then you got to embrace your age, bro. It's a beautiful thing to be this age. I have so many friends that I grew up with in a small town called Phoenixville that ain't here no more with us, brother. You know what I'm saying? That didn't make it. Some of them didn't make it to 25. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's tough, man, especially when you're ripping and running the streets. Hip hop is a street culture. So you come from that. So to be this age, can I say it again? Can I say 40?
You know,
to be 40, man, to turn 40, God willing, I make it to next week. But that's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. And I embrace it today.
It's big. You can't be 40 acting like you fucking Migos.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. Like you can't.
It's a different sound. And salute to the Migos. Salute to those brothers.
It's cool. That lane and that role must exist for my lane to exist.
Absolutely.
And have the depth and meaning of what we do.
Absolutely.
And that's it's love. It's hip hop. It's culture. It's unity. It's community. This is what hip hop stands on. And when you can't embrace shit like that, you got bigger battles, you know what I'm saying, in your future for sure.
And I embrace myself as OG more or less because a lot of the young bulls hit me up. You got a lot of bulls out of Phoenixville, Philly, Norristown. Shout out to Norristown. Guys coming up trying to learn how to rap. Yo, how do I do this? How can I do this? What equipment should I get? What microphone should I get? Right. I just posted a mic on Facebook yesterday. Yeah, just to show dudes like, look, this is affordable. It's a little expensive, but this is where you want to get to. This is a good mic.
That's a good. If you don't have nothing to shoot for, you're never gonna fucking shoot. You know what I mean? So once you put something up there like that, that's an OG move. Because then if you don't know what a Newman is, you're gonna look up why is a Newman a Newman, and then you're gonna figure out, oh shit, they got mics that can go up to fucking like 20 fucking racks.
Yes.
Like, and then you turn around and go, whoa. You know what I mean? And that's not your fucking Marantz. I mean, no disrespect. I'm rocking Marantz mics all through here. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But it ain't no fucking Marantz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's levels, something to shoot for. And it's a beautiful thing. If you are recording and you are looking to take your craft serious, you got to put the money up to get the quality that you desire.
Yes.
Because that is everything. If you can't do that, some people only get that one opportunity to knock on the door.
Absolutely.
And if they let you in and you can't even provide a sound, then it's really,
if you're able and you're fortunate,
do yourself no justice.
If you're fortunate, exactly. If you're fortunate enough to have your music played by a major A&R or somebody in the realm of where you're trying to get to, it has to sound good.
And if you can't get a Newman, get you a good engineer.
Yes.
Because the engineer can replace your fucking Newman.
Yes.
But you're gonna have to put your money up somewhere. You either get the mic or you get the engineer.
That's knowledge.
You know what I'm saying?
That's valuable wisdom.
That's a strong one. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with everybody because I want y'all to come here and win. You know what I mean? If y'all not winning, I'm not winning.
Absolutely.
So, you know, y'all need it, man. Y'all need this game. Thank y'all for tuning in. GWLIVE Hip Hop Culture Podcast. We one-on-one with Ricky Fitz. My name is Supah LAtin. So we're gonna get back into the questions, man. What is it about this hip hop shit that motivates your hustle in the mornings, man? Because 23 years, 40 years old. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of grind and hustle in every level in this game. This is another OG tip for motherfuckers who want to jump through these levels. Every time you go from level A to B and B to C, it's a brand new, fresh start.
Yeah.
And then you start over again until you get to your X's and Y's and Z's and you know, it's a long fucking game for motherfuckers like us.
Very long. It's a lifestyle.
What motivates that hustle?
I tell people all the time, it's a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's not something you could punch in and punch out of. When I get creative, I got to find a pen and some paper or my phone. The luxury of these phones.
Man,
we didn't have these when I first started. They just were like breaking and coming out, but we couldn't. I couldn't do any of that. So
I was playing Snake on my first phone.
On your first phone.
You know what I'm saying? This shit was black and green.
Yeah. What was it that began with an N? What was the brand of the phone?
Oh, the Nokia, Nokia joints. Yeah, them brick phones. You can run them bitches over.
Oh my god!
Go dig one up now. It'll work.
I used to get mad and throw my phone all the time. That I find it still works.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Shout out to Nokia.
But yeah, I would say lifestyle, man. For me, I treat it as a lifestyle. And I'm just starting to really get to the point to where I'm trying to scale this thing up. You know what I mean? And really trying to, create a business like Donkey Bongs and Gemworks, create a platform for other MCs to come up under me. You know what I'm saying? As the OG, as my role. So that's what it means to me. Of course, I would love to pay my bills, you know what I mean, solely on music. I'm planning on doing that. Hopefully by the end of this year, I have some things in motion that could help that become a reality, bring that into fruition. But you got to love it, man. You got to really love it. If you don't love hip hop, then to think that you're going to be able to scale it and to be able to get over the obstacles that are placed in front of you, it's crazy.
If you think you're going to win hip hop over and just get a bag,
somebody thinks that one song is going to come, and mind you, it might. It might.
This bitch, she demands loyalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's going to cheat. This game's going to cheat on you.
It's going to cheat on you.
But she's going to demand loyalty.
Yeah.
You better stay committed.
It's going to cheat on you.
You better put your fucking pen down.
Yeah.
You better get better. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit.
It's going to cheat on you, then come home and tell you to do the dishes.
Then tell you to do the dishes.
It's going to be disrespectful.
She might try to kiss you. You better duck.
Yeah. You just gotta love it, man. I think you really have to love the craft. You have to surround yourself with really good people. You have to find yourself. I think we just talked about it. Engineer, the importance of a great engineer.
Come on, man.
Some good producers, management, artists out there. I'm actually looking into it too, but I'm very delicate in who I'm going to choose to manage me.
It's rough,
but management is very important. It's super important. Have somebody you trust. Y'all are partners. Understand that for one. He works for you, but y'all got to be. It's a partnership, man. At the end of the day, like he's riding for you, but you got to show up to events. You got to do stuff,
and you got to be on fucking time.
Got to be on time.
Be on time. A lot of people miss key things for success. Being on time.
Punctuality is probably my number one thing for anybody I choose to work with, and I never show up late, bro. Ever. And you could quote me on that because me and you gonna be working a lot in the future.
He pulled up.
Don't show up late.
You pulled up to the party 30 minutes or 30, 40 minutes before 4 o'clock, and I was like, 4 o'clock is a cool time to come get a sound check. You was there early. You got here 20 minutes before the show today. I mean, I'm seeing a theme.
Yeah, I don't play with that.
That's important, man.
You got to value people's time. Time is important. We only get so much. You get 24
it means a lot
to
me because I put a lot into this motherfucker.
Yes.
I got my kids next door. You got your daughter back there.
Absolutely.
We do this for real, man.
Yeah.
Hip hop fathers is taking victories this year.
Nah, man,
we're gonna give them light, man. What would you say has been your biggest obstacle as an independent boom bap artist up to this point of your career?
Honestly, I would say it has nothing to do with music. I would say it was me. My lifestyle and the things that I was doing that wasn't conducive to me being a hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think streets and hip hop. Yeah, hip hop derives from the streets. Yes, it is all culture and it is, it intertwines within those things. But if you think that you're going to sell drugs, if you think you're going to rob people, if you think you're going to carry guns and act recklessly, get into fights and assault people and do all this crazy stuff, and you think that your career is going to just take off because of that. Now, mind you, we all know people that, it worked for them. But, bro, that's not the reality. The reality is you got to be on your job. You got to be on your game. You can't be getting high, drunk at every show, every party. I just made a note this year that I will not drink at any party I'm at all. I smoke a little bit. But I'm not drinking. It's just certain things you got to alter your life in. And I'm at 40 still making these decisions, still
and adjustments,
showing
and
discipline and tweaking, because this is the first time, Tech, I really feel like I'm taking it serious. There was a time when my partners were taking it real serious, and they still do. And but this is my time to take it serious for me, myself. I'm more on a solo thing now, even though I can't wait for Foundation. These dudes want to work, we gonna work. But Lost Children of Babylon, shout out to Rasulullah. Yeah, man, it's just a beautiful thing. But the obstacle was me the whole time. And they will tell you, my homies will tell you, it was him.
Usually is.
You know what I'm saying? Fighting my own demons, going through the things I had to go through. I spent 12, from 15 years old to 40.
I believe that's every independent artist.
Yeah.
like answer. It really like there's only so many obstacles that can really stop a motherfucker who's really being taken serious.
From
you know what I mean? And most of the time it'd be us, man. We are our biggest competition. It's the man in the mirror. And man, I congratulate you for killing that motherfucker in the mirror. And
I appreciate that. And I'm still working on it.
And reviving, you know, what it is that inspires you to keep going, man.
Tech,
like
from
it's
15,
it's a big deal.
From 15 to 31 years old, I spent 12 and a half years inside of a cage, bro. It's tough. Rough. It's rough. And it took a lot. It took me years after that to decompress and debrief. That's what they say when you get out the military, is debriefing.
Right.
And I'm really coming in to my own right now at a beautiful time. At 40, Tech. I'm not old, Tech.
Man,
I'm still young, baby. Listen, if I got another 30 years on this planet,
you're gonna hit 100.
I'm gonna bar them up.
You're gonna hit 100 years for sure.
I appreciate that. Man.
It just is what it is.
But yeah,
no, that's super dope, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's just so it definitely was me. The obstacle was myself the whole time, and now that I'm out of my own way, I just got to keep getting better. You know what I mean? I'm still a student, man. You got to continue. You got to be a student.
You know, I don't think you ever master it like that. You know what I'm saying? You get close to mastering self-mastery. But I don't think you ever master the craft of this thing. There's always somebody that can push that, say something.
Because there's always a level above.
There's gotta be. There's gotta be. You know what I'm saying? There's gotta be. And when you feel like there's not, go throw on a Black Thought freestyle. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite MCs ever.
You know, go watch
Philly,
it. Go watch a KRS show live. You know what I'm saying? When he's getting in his bag, and you know, you'll start seeing that, you know, there's a lot of room to play in, and a lot of levels to master.
Absolutely,
straight up. What is the creative process for Ricky Fitz like?
Pretty simple actually.
Okay.
I don't think it's as complex as some people's process is.
You know, I heard some people get naked in the booth. I think it's a little strange.
People do a lot of stuff.
But, you know, but if it works for you, you know, I don't judge.
Me, personally, give me a beat. I usually sit there with it on repeat, and I pen the paper. I don't do it in my head. I can do it in my head if I'm working or if I'm doing something to where I don't really have access right there. Right. I could go 8 bars in my head, just keep repeating them until I find a pen to write it down. So that's half a verse. You know what I mean? That ain't bad.
Right.
But yeah, my creative process is either I do it like that if I'm on the move doing something, or I sit down and take the time to, you know, just sit down. Doesn't take long, 20 minutes, half hour, sometimes an hour if I'm struggling with concepts or trying to figure out what I want to say on the song.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'm lazy when it comes to recording sometimes. Like sometimes I got to kick myself in the butt. I write almost every day. Almost every day I'll write 4 to 8 bars a day. That's just me. I can't I think of bars all day.
I got a whole like notepad in my cell phone. That's just like it is called random.
I got one
bars.
as well. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is just like a random freestyle 4 to 8, same exact shit. And I just throw them in there. Sometimes I hit 12, 16. I'm like, oh,
sometimes it'd be one of the illest lines you wrote, and you ain't got a whole verse for it. But I'm like, I'm using this.
Yeah, but that line it'll go somewhere. Trust me.
And then my recording process, I record at my house mostly.
Okay.
I look
you engineer your own shit.
I look forward to hollering at Boog pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? He invited me down here to knock some stuff out.
Do you engineer your own work and master and do all that? Or
I don't master. I'm not that good yet. But I do engineer I record by myself usually with no one in the room. I usually re-listen the next day and then add ad-libs. So that's just my process. Because the next day, sometimes there'll be a little piece. I think I spoke to you earlier when we were outside. This verse I'm working on, there's a little piece in it, a certain splice. When I record, I don't run it straight through. If I'm running straight through a 16, it's either a real slow BBM or because I like to splice when I'm recording. You know what I mean?
You know what,
also,
man?
I like to be able to spit them live. That's that too.
You gotta be able to do what you do on record live.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're selling somebody a finished product.
Absolutely.
And it must be as close to perfect. Or
if this is the only time Dr. Dre might hear this song, it's got to be the best.
Apparently Dr. Dre's process is like he records one line at a time. I would be mad.
One line. Imagine being his engineer.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
Doing a whole album.
Ask any engineer that's ever worked with me. They're like, you know, in 3 takes it's done.
Yeah.
And that's like warm up, Let me get, just one more layup in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to Steph Curry that three.
Because you got to find your sound as soon as you get on it.
You know what I mean?
You got to hear it through.
That's usually all it takes. And I'm pretty quick. And I don't like to punch in, but I leave my engineers with any tracks that they're like, I like that. I'm like, save that. When I leave here, I'm going to fuck what you do with it. Just make it sound like what it should sound like when we put this thing in stores.
Yeah.
We put it on a streaming platform.
And I will say this.
People's process is it's interesting, but it's that's part of the craft in the art of what Ricky Fitz is presenting to the table. It's a beautiful fucking thing. There's a million ways to do it. And your way is it's your way and it's effective. So I'm glad you have a way.
And me engineering myself is fairly new. I didn't always do that. In fact, John Murdoch, Lex Starwin were always my engineers. We always did our own thing. We never really went to too many recording studios to really record. So, but I had to learn it. In the past few years, I learned how to engineer myself. I learned how to mix, put a rough mix on, just so it sounds decent enough to where I could play it for somebody. You know what I mean?
Hell
Stuff like that before it's mastered.
Hell yeah.
That's the process, man. It's
I like
simple.
it. I like it. It's simple, but it's effective. And I've listened to your music, man.
I'm also a procrastinator when it comes to recording sometimes, since I'm lazy. I'm a procrastinator, but I love taking it down to the day. I love, like, if you need it, I need the song by Saturday. I love giving it to you Friday. Okay. You know what I mean? Or Saturday morning. Like, that's just me.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably not going to record it till Thursday.
That's usually how I work. I'm like, what's the
deadline? I probably shouldn't say that out loud.
I know I shouldn't. I shouldn't either, but that's the same way I do. What's the deadline? Cool, I'm busy. I get to it.
I'll get to it.
Shit.
I work better under pressure.
I got 36 hours.
I write some of my best verses when it's under pressure. I don't know why.
I learned how to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, I flourish in those.
Absolutely.
I flourish in those opportunities. We're going to jump into some music, man. We're going to take a little break. You know what I'm saying? I know we got a lot of things going on. And then I'm going to hit you with a little halftime video, just to shout out my peoples, DJ Early and everybody at Unseen Legion Radio. Then we're going to come back, finish up a little conversation with Ricky, throw on another song, let them end the whole podcast with a live performance. And, you got the layout for the rest of the show. There's about 35 minutes left-ish. Could be 25. We'll see how it goes. The joint I'm going to jump into right now, this is from my peoples, FNX. This is Apathy and C's. This joint is called Sinners. Let's get to it. GWLIVE Live. You rocking with the fucking best. Tech the Supah LATin Ricky Fitz. We out here. Brat.
Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners.
All we want is the paper, chasing the money until we vapor. Cash turns any Luke Skywalker to Vader. Slave labor, so 1%ers can savor the flavor of champagne from a suite in a skyscraper. Live life to the fullest and die later, and make enough dough to be frozen in crowd chamber. Hoes do whatever for a buck, with a vault full of gold that'll drown Scrooge McDuck. People wanna plot for the cash, I got a stash of burners that go blast in your center body mass. Robbing and stealing with the Glocks from the ceiling. Take your watch so they peeling blood clots from the ceiling till the cops come squealing. Tires are screeching, get a violent beat, and that's the science we teaching. Nothing sacred, I get your spouse naked, leave an ounce in your crib and get your house raided.
Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners.
Can we act like I'm not fighting inside, like grabbing a knife in a ride and stabbing a guy driving? Surprised I'm alive. I've been hospitalized out of my mind. Cut the devil out of my flesh cause he was driving. I was trying to save the bystander sitting on the steps while we drove by him. Doctor said I should have died trying. Life has vices, my life has vice grips, I can't pry them. I'm living like I'm dying, reaching back for seconds trying to reverse timing. Dropping jewels, iron earth diamonds. But what lines will I cross to keep shining? I bet if you keep on egging me on, you gon' find her. Another mother morning, another sun dies, just another morning, another sunrise, just another warning, a forgotten sign, just another soul signed on the dotted line.
Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners.
sour and apples. I'm the reason God knocked down the Tower of Babel. For I'm the judge, jury, and gavel. Though I was born a slave, I promise I will not die in these shackles. Strength of a king, Tyson when he steps in the ring. Only goes to leave the best in the sling. See, it's freedom for my people or it's death in the bing. Cause I can't be threatened by the hell I'm destined to bring. The ill orator, syllable sorcerer, spiritual torturer, sending your favorite rapper to the coroner. I been told you I'm a conjurer. Jack Nicholas in the shining, talking to the spirits and corridors. Fair warning, no shots are missing, the pot to pissing. I'm dropping wisdom of science and math, not religion. I don't suffer from the God condition. I'm the one that God condition. When I spit, there is no competition.
Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners. Something must have got in us, cause all of us turn to sinners. Sinners.
Born sinner, 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 sinner.
Not yet.
Oh, it's a fucking vibe, ladies and gentlemen. We are fucking back live in the flesh. Check the Supah LAtin. If y'all only knew what was happening behind the scenes over here.
Right there.
Yo, my man FNX, he was the last cat. And he was the one who had the line that, you know, I'm the reason God made the tower about.
One of my favorite beats of all time, I think, right here. When this comes on, it does something to me. This shook ones, there's a few, but this is one of them.
You know, hip hop is a fucking beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful fucking thing.
I think I just seen something.
Mischief.
I think I just seen something. This song is 30 years old. I think the other day.
It's up there, yeah.
I think it was the other day they celebrated the 30-year anniversary of this song, which is insane.
Fucking crazy.
I remember when it came out, Tech.
I'm
old,
crazy,
Tech.
bro.
I remember when this song came out.
This shit is crazy. Shout out to Souls of Mischief.
This song blew my mind when it came out.
Man.
And it got man radio play. This song got a
stupid
lot of radio play.
Yeah, it got stupid radio play. Shout out to my man Son the Great. Sunday Outa, what's poppin' with you, partner? Much love to you, good sir. Hope all is well to all my brothers out there in you know, the good old ATL, man, representing this hip hop shit. I don't know who this Facebook user is, but I see the toast, so it's probably somebody from TTG. Shout out to you. I love y'all. If it's not from Toast to the Gifted, go look up Toast to the Gifted. That's how we do shit out here.
Shout out to Toast to the Gifted. Working with them brothers right now as we speak.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got a record with Boog, and I got a record with Tay the Crown I'm working on.
See?
Absolutely.
See? Man, vibe with the family. We out here building.
Me and Tay might have one, too.
You know, I'm sure y'all do. Tay just sent me a little, you know, some shit that I've listened to today. I was like, you motherfucker.
I got a good hook. The hook is what I'm like, yo, I can't wait to let Tay hear that, man. That's gonna be dope.
That's what's up, man. So, yo, you know, jumping into you know, back into a little personal shit. What's your life like? What's the day to day for Ricky Fitz? I know you pulled up here with your shorty, with your daughter. You see, you know, you see my kids with me. I'm saying the process is very similar for you. You know what I'm saying?
These days, yes, family. Family over everything at this point.
That part.
Besides hip hop, I try to split it. And I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but it has to be right there. Hip hop's high for me too. But my day to day is wake up, usually honestly a routine. I wake up with my daughter. I usually get up before my wife. So I get up, get my daughter, she's up with me. So we go downstairs, get her a little breakfast and stuff. And it's like our little time, which is dope. You know what I mean?
Different with a daughter.
It's different when you get just that one-on-one time. It's pretty dope. Change her, the little routine. Feed her, watch a little show with her for like about a half hour. Then I usually spin off and jump into like either a podcast or a beat or something like that. And I try to get, because I like early in the morning. I got to work early.
Right.
So I jump into that early just to get my brain working. And sometimes I write, sometimes I don't. I tend to write later at night. But yeah, it's just a family vibe right now.
That's lit.
Yeah, I do. I got a little gig or whatever I do to help pay the bills right now, so I do that. But it's kind of freelance. I can do it on my own time, which is cool.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna have to holler at you. I need something I can do freelance.
Absolutely.
Make a couple dollars on the side.
I got you. I think I might have something for you.
Oh,
honestly.
See how it goes.
But it's good.
Closed mouth don't get fed, people. You've seen it live.
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
But yeah, as of right now, that's the day to day. You know what I mean?
That's fucking dope. That's dope. Outside of music, man, what other interests do you have, or what hobbies do you have? What do you like to do? What's something that Ricky Fitz likes to do that people wouldn't assume, Ricky Fitz is about? Do you like to garden? You know what I'm saying?
Garden,
do you like to go
even though
bike riding?
I would garden.
Do you play tennis?
I don't
some
play
weird
tennis.
shit. I don't know.
I like
I call
working out.
tennis weird.
I don't know if that's
that's great.
You could probably tell.
I got to work out.
I like working out. That's something I'm just getting back into actually, which is super dope. And I love video technology, which if anybody follows me, they know that. But I'm pretty basic. I'm hip hop. I hang out with my girl, my daughter. I love video photography. I'm starting to get into it. That's like a huge thing that I want to get. I understand the future is in video. So
come on, man.
I mean, I had a podcast. I'm looking to start another one real soon. And yeah, that's what it is.
What's one of the family things that y'all like? What is y'all thing? Like for me, if you can't tell by my size, we're eaters. We enjoy eating good food, so we're right there with shit up.
We're right there.
So it's like we can go out or we can go get food, and everybody picks food.
You know what?
I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking as well.
And I used to be I used to do it professional. I was a line cook. I was a chef. Wow. I know how to cook, but honestly, I'm starting to realize, and I probably realized this a few weeks ago. She had family, and her sister was in, and mind you, me and my girlfriend know each other for 20. We dated.
That's fire.
That's my first girlfriend ever. That's fun. Think about that.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. Shout out to Angela. We love you. Angels do exist. That's her name. That's her rap name. Because if you're gonna be the wife of a rapper, you gotta have a rap name. So angels do exist.
That's fire, man.
That's my first girlfriend. We're still together. We rekindled almost 20 years later type stuff. Beautiful. As adults, we both have kids, and we had a child of our own. So that's dope.
It's beautiful, man. I've been with my shorty for 15 years. Since high school. I'm only 33. I turned 34 in April.
That's beautiful.
It's like half my life. But it's kind of the same story, man. Except there was never really like a long breakup for us. It was like small kid shit till we figured out how we was gonna maneuver and work through shit. But shout out to my wife, shout out to my life partner, shout out to my best friend. We need that.
Oh my
that
God,
type of shit saves everything for me. And this music shit is therapy. So like even having my wife and something therapeutic that can go along with it, it makes it easy for me to maneuver and do what I gotta do.
She's my muse, bro, at times.
That's dope.
At times. You know what I mean? Because we'll fight about something and I'll be able to put it in to song format. You know what I'm saying? And release it, which is dope. You know what I mean? I don't get too personal. I would never do that and disrespect, but it's just that perspective, man. I think, hip hop.
You gotta bring the real life into the music.
They gotta be able to relate to it.
Right.
So if someone
that's food.
Yeah.
That's meat for motherfucking listeners.
RZA had a joint called Domestic Violence, was on the Bobby Digital album.
Oh yeah.
And it's with him and his girl arguing and fighting. And he's like cussing around and stuff. And it's vulgar. And at the end, the sampling them arguing and stuff, but it's so real. There's no way you've ever been in a relationship where it can't relate to some degree of that.
Come on.
So I think that's dope, man. She's my muse at times. She's also, my therapist at times. She plays many roles,
Hell yeah.
She's awesome. So
man, definitely. Shout out to the women in our lives.
Absolutely.
Here, letting us be great men.
And if you don't have one, go get one.
Go find one.
Go find a good one though. Just don't find anyone. Because
I'll tell you right now, if all else fails, you can back page some shit.
Yes.
Maybe you'll get lucky, but good luck. It's 2023. You know what I mean? But these days, I'm glad. Like I'm glad I'm still with my girl because these days I'm like, man, these doctors are too good. I'm like, I gotta see. I'm not fucking with nobody who's not a mom. You gotta already have birthed the child.
Yeah.
Because the way these men are coming out like women and it's looking hella like flawless. Like you look like a flawless woman and you're a man. I don't like that shit, bro. That kind of trickery fucks me up. So
yeah, it's wild.
I'm so, like,
yeah. So
I want to see you give birth. I want to talk to your mother. I want to see your sibling. I want baby pictures. I want to see a diaper being changed when you were an infant. Like I'm checking, bro. I'm rubbing fingers on throats.
We live in an era today that's just so different in so many different ways. It's very different.
Crazy,
Technology-driven era.
Bananas. So yo, what are you bumping recently, man? What's your I don't know what's the last 3 songs on your Spotify playlist?
Spotify playlist, last 3 songs.
What would you say is the last 3 you threw on that you were like vibing with?
SZA has a song out right now called Kill Bill. It's all over the radio and stuff. I love that song.
Okay.
It's so melodic. It's so ill. I listen to a
Shout
lot of
SZA out.
R&B.
This is the type of show you're tuning into. I love it. You getting your boom bap, you getting your empathy, your apathy, FNX.
I don't
your
listen to a lot of boom bap, and I do it for one reason.
Shout outs.
I only do it for one reason, that I don't listen. I will listen to an artist. If you tell me about artists, I had to go study Tay, just because, you know what I'm saying, that we flowing in the same circles, we doing a lot of the same things. And mind you, this was before I met Tay. I was already studying. Joe Bag studying. I kind of study the people that I'm trying to work with, or, you know, plan on working with in the future, honestly. And again, that part that goes with some of my process. I don't listen to a lot of like random music and stuff like that. And I only do it because I don't like everything to influence me. You know what I'm saying? So what I download into my hard drive is what I download. I don't download everything. So I listen to a lot of music that I don't do, if that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I listen
to a lot of
R&B,
like
reggae, R&B.
She listens to a lot of like reggaeton and stuff. And Bad Bunny is fire.
See?
Bad Bunny is fire.
You know, you'll never hear me say that, but like, you know, he puts out
very good. His
project, he puts out hits. I mean, and it's great for what it is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a fucking lane for it. And when you can play a lane well, you should. Shout out to Pitbull. He found his lane and he played it fucking well.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I can never be mad at nobody like that. I personally don't speak as much Spanish as I probably should. So that's probably another reason.
I don't either. I need to.
But, I fuck with that joint he did with Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had Drake singing in Spanish a little bit. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of different stuff. I try to get different influences from different genres. So I don't bang a lot of boom bap, honestly.
Shout out to WizKid. I don't know if y'all fuck with WizKid, but that's
Afro
my
beats.
fucking guy. Shout out to Rotimi. Shout out to Protege. Shout out to Coffee. I listen to a lot of shit, bro.
Absolutely.
That's just how I'm feeling right now.
I listen to a lot of OT the Real out of Philly. I will say that.
Okay.
OT, I can't not say OT. I listen to a lot of OT the Real. If you haven't heard OT the Real,
I haven't heard enough of his catalog.
You gotta listen to OT.
Change that.
OT's fire.
Yeah, no shit.
Super fire. If you love bars and just rapping, like, that's OT. He's gonna give you that to you. Similar story, you know, came out of prison and stuff. So I relate to a lot of what he's saying and stuff.
Word.
I rock with OT.
All right, man. I'm gonna throw you a curveball.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite sports team? Give me one for baseball, football, basketball. What you working with?
I'm gonna start with my favorite team of any sport, Philadelphia Eagles. We just lost. Tech, we lost. Man.
I know. I see the look on your face. You said it, and then the whole look on your face, like you can't even hold it.
We rushed. Listen, had the show in LA. Rushed back. We left at 6. I don't know what time we left in the morning. 6.
I left hella early because when I called you, I was barely on my way. And you were already.
I was here.
You were home
I was
shopping.
back. Yeah, we was going to the grocery store.
Beautiful.
Philadelphia Eagles. Favorite team of any sport. That's my football, basketball. I might have to go Philly all the way. Sixers. Right. I don't really watch baseball, but I will say Phillies aren't my favorite baseball team. When I do watch baseball, I like to watch the Yankees.
That's my team.
I love to watch the Yankees. If the Yankees are on TV, I'll sit and watch a couple innings. Phillies, I probably won't watch any because I'm not a huge baseball fan, but not a big hockey fan. But I rock with the Flyers. Gotta rock with the Flyers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Philly to the core, man. I love Philadelphia, man.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with a couple questions, and we're definitely gonna go over this show. We're probably gonna go to like an hour 40.
I'm here, man.
Hour 45. But a few more questions, man. What's the best piece of advice you've received as an artist?
Don't stop. I think don't stop.
Who told you that?
My brother. My oldest brother.
That's a wise man.
Don't stop. And he didn't. And it's like he said it to me, he verbalized it, but he speaks in just his actions. Like he still does what he does. He loves it, man. And to watch that, I've heard that a few other places as well, but I think that's the most valuable piece of information. If you're a creative, don't stop creating ever. At all. Ever. No matter what you're doing. I could do another podcast tomorrow, but I'm creating. You always got to create. It drives me. If I'm not creating, I'm unhappy.
When you feel like stopping, that's usually when you're so close to the door.
Yes. You got to look at that as an obstacle. Like I have to overcome
that part. Yeah. And it's going to get harder because you're going to be in closest reach than you've ever been before. You're going to stop now.
Absolutely.
Fuck that. No matter what, man, stay consistent, stay persistent, persevere.
And have goals.
Have goals.
Set goals.
Put it on paper. Say it out loud, man. If you put into the universe, you will get out of the universe.
Yes.
But you cannot just give up and stop, man. Make your intentions clear and go execute. That shit is everything. So, shout out to your brother for telling you that. 'Cause that's a big one, man.
Shout out to Sid, man. Sid Joseph. Beautiful artist, man.
If you could go back in time.
He's on my mixtape too, by the way.
Okay. Okay. If you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing, what would you go back and tell yourself, and what time period would that be?
Good question. First of all, by the way, that's an excellent question. If I could go back and tell myself one thing. Now, we gotta take it a step further.
Right.
Am I speaking to myself like on some Back to the Future stuff, where like, you know what I'm saying?
like,
Marty was talking to, or
just like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Just
on that
like
type vibe.
Like you
Like
know,
I knew I was talking to myself in the future.
That part.
Okay. I would say focus more on the music at an early age, and that would probably be early 20s. You know what I mean? Around 19, 20 years old. Focus on the music. Everything else will fall into place. That's what I would tell myself.
That's fire.
If I could purvey some sort of message to myself, yeah, that's what I would do. Focus on the music. Everything else is gonna work itself out.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope y'all are enjoying these answers. I hope y'all are thinking about your answers when you bring your ass to this platform.
Absolutely. Great question too, by the way.
This is what we do here, man. Another curveball. What are the top 5 things on your bucket list of life? Right now at your current stage in life. What are some things you're trying to get done?
Some beautiful things I would like to do. Definitely one is to monetize off of my art. Like full-fledged, live off my art is what I want to say.
Right.
I want to live off my art. That's a big goal of mine. That's something that I'm striving for every day. Another thing, and this is a little random, I want to live in London, England for a year, at least a year before I die. Could be the last year I could die there. I could, whatever. I just kind of want to experience. I'd rather go there a little earlier so I could experience the culture.
Right.
I've always been fascinated
You've never
with
been,
English. I don't know. I like the Guy Ritchie movies and stuff. I've never been to England. No. I've never left the country. I've been to Mexico. That was it. It's the only time I ever left the country.
I'm gonna take you, Ricky.
Yeah, I plan on leaving the country really soon.
I'll take you.
Another thing is rocking a festival. That's like a big bucket list thing for me, like a big festival, like in front of like a huge
Glastonbury.
Something like that. Yeah. Something crazy. Like that's a big one for me right now. See, there's certain bucket list things, but I don't know how real they are. Like a huge one is working with RZA. But RZA doesn't do a lot of music these days, so it's more like, can that happen? But that is bucket list. If I could sit and not just email a beat and all that, sit in there and literally build a song with RZA, who's one of my biggest idols when it comes to music.
That's dope.
I think he's so underrated as an MC too, by the way. Now he has his times where he's not like the super most lyrical person in the world, probably, and he says a lot of things, a lot of off the wall stuff. But I'm a big fan of RZA, so RZA would be a huge one. Another one is, I don't know. I'm real simple, man. I kind of just go with the flow. I don't really got like a lot of big target things. Working with RZA is a huge one for me. That's
right.
huge. But yeah, just living off my art. RZA, London for a little bit. Definitely travel the world. I could put that with the London thing.
The festival.
Festival would be huge to rock a big festival.
Have you ever been ziplining?
I never have, but I would. I'd zip line.
What about
I'm not jumping out of a plane.
Parasailing. Could that be something?
I would do it. I wouldn't be. You'd have to drag me out there, but I'd do it.
Okay.
What about
just
because of the water, man?
What about those water floater propeller joints that be letting you float on water?
Hovercraft joints?
Hovercraft joints.
I do a hovercraft.
Yeah.
I'm a daredevil type dude, but I'm not jumping out of the plane.
He said, skydiving.
Yeah, we're not doing it. And not yet. Maybe before I die, I change my mind.
With skydiving is, somebody big strapped to my back.
That part.
That
part.
Not cool.
And you have to do like
five
No,
trips
no.
with the motherfucker.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, see,
I think it's, you have to get so many.
I can't
like,
be 30,000.
I think you got to do like
miles
20 jumps. It's a lot.
With wiener on my back, it's just not gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than 5 jumps too, with a dude strapped to your back.
It's not cool. Shout out to Redman. He's out there living his best life. You know, skydiving by himself now.
Yeah, I think he just got his by himself joint. Yeah.
You know,
That's dope.
I'm in tune.
That's dope.
Yo, so Ricky, before last question before we have you do your live performance, and then we're gonna shout out any of your latest releases, upcoming projects, features on the projects, any events you got going on. And you're gonna drop your social media plugs for sure. Your live song today is gonna be Same Game.
Same Game.
So we'll be pulling that up after we, drop those plugs and shit right now. But I want you to leave the people with your favorite quote. I don't care where you heard it from, what era it came out of. What is a quote that you feel like you hold close that you apply to this day?
My favorite quote of all time, and it's one that I live by today, is it's by Jack Dempsey, the boxer. I love boxing, by the way. I'm a huge boxing fan.
Dope.
Jack Dempsey said, "A true champion gets up when he can't," and that always moved me. Especially loving boxing the way I love.
Come on.
Nothing can keep you down.
That's a life
but
quote
yourself.
for real.
Nothing.
That's a life quote for real.
A true champion gets up when he can't. Like when you'd have to will it. You know what I mean? It has to be all will sometimes. And that's to overcome any obstacles and stuff in your life. You have to will it, man. It's every day in prison wasn't easy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like there was days I had to will myself to just be productive. You know what I'm saying? Because out of depression or whatever else it is. And then when you get on the street and I deal with, some of the things I had to deal with out here, you have to learn to overcome anything and everything. Friends dying, you know what I mean? My father passed away. That was really hard on me. I took that real hard. So you have to continue to get up every day and strive for perfection, because the people that aren't here anymore, they would want that. You know what I'm saying? I know my dad would be like, "Bro, if you don't get your ass up," you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, that's not, come on, get up. Get up.
Right.
And I hear that voice sometimes when I don't feel like getting up. So
shout out to Pops, man.
It's like Mickey from Rocky, another Philly reference. What did he say?
Hey.
He said, "Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you."
Because Mickey loves you.
Mickey loves you, man. Get up.
You know what I'm saying?
That was Rocky 4 with the Russian.
Lightning and shit, thunder. There's a lot of good quotes from Mickey. I like Mickey.
Oh man, Rocky's true
guy.
Mickey was hard. He was
to this
raw,
day,
too.
I still cry when he dies in the video.
Yeah, and he's, you know what, Ricky, that's me. Mickey embodies, that character embodies the older white South Philly, like Irishman. It just does. Like, it's so
right.
Like, it nailed.
I'm not from there, but I've heard people say that before.
If you know Mickey, Philly. You've been to Philly. You feel like you've been there before. Straight up.
That's so fucking lit. Man, let the people know where they can find Ricky Fitz, man. Let us know, again, any projects that are current that you're promoting, what you got coming up, any shows, get the people.
Yeah, you can follow me at Ricky Fitz Music. That's music with a K. All one word. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Ricky Fitz. YouTube, Ricky Fitz Music with the K as well. Separate words, but it'll pop right up. I'll pop right up as soon as you pull me up. And you could check out Visions. Visions is on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube. Just a mixtape I dropped with some stuff I'm working on before I get into this next project I'm about to release. But yeah, I'm focusing on this project right now. I don't have any performances lined up, but I plan on getting a few lined up real soon. But yeah, we just chilling, man. Just rocking out. Doing the family thing.
You heard it first. Ricky Fitz in a fucking building.
I have a single or two dropping soon.
See? This is what we doing out here, man. You've been tapped into the GWLIVE podcast with Tech the Supah LATin 101 with Ricky Fitz. It's a hip hop culture podcast show, man. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, coming and going. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You know what I'm saying? Stick with the platform. DonkeyBongsTV.com is where you can get everything. DNKY.
Support Donkey Bongs Gemworks. Support it, man. Support it. It's for the people. Support people that are supporting you, please.
Come on. DNKYBONGSTV.com. That's where you can tune in. Hit the website, man. Private parties, upcoming events, news and updates. Compton Mania events will be out in LA May 30th, March 30th. I'm lying. March 30th for the Compton Mania, our second underground hip hop, underground wrestling event. We have the private party March 4th. It's going to be an eventful fucking month. Man, you know, just stay plugged in with us, man. That's the key. Shout out to everybody who's been plugging. We are on our way to Trill. Gymwork Radio will be at Trill. 1817 East Indian School Road, Phoenix 85016. Make sure you tap all the way fucking in. If you have not tapped into the radio show on Friday nights, you are tripping. We had a hell of a show last night. We brought the beach to the fucking desert. Tap the fuck in.
That's right.
I love y'all. We're gonna play a music video from Wavy Baby. This joint is like a West Coast drill type joint. It's a party joint. It's called Tonight. Tonight we will be at Trill, so I thought it would be, you know, something to throw a little mix curveball in here. While we get Ricky Fitz ready to do the, you know, his live performance in studio for GWLIVE Live. It's gonna be the same game. So stay tuned, tap in with us, plug in with us. My name is Tech the Supah LAtin. You can follow me on social media at Brother Maz, BROTHERMAAZ. We taking a break. I'm gonna see y'all in a minute, man. Brow.
Peace.
Big D.O.B. shit. Platinum Wavy now, nigga. Why don't I pull up tonight at your place? We can get lit, watch on the flick so we can just role play. Either way, I'm tryna see what it do with that throat, babe. Lil' mama eat it, she call me Badia, she love how the goat taste. Throw it back, make it clap, then make it rotate. As soon as I hop out of these dope trays, I'm on go, babe. I wanna see what it hit like. I won't wait, I want the kitty light. Yeah. Phone going off and that shoe calling. Big stepping like Mike Jack, baby, I'm moonwalking. Gun on my hip when I'm in the city, can never be too cautious. Phone sex on my way there, yeah, I'm a smooth talker. Hop out the whip, go up the stairs. You open the door, I kiss on your neck, I'm pulling your hair. Fuck you like a demon, I got you screaming, don't be scared. You hella loud, the neighbors is mad, but we don't care. Sheesh. I be maxing you out. Don't leave your boyfriend for me, babe, cause that nigga be cashing you out. And that's not what I'm about. I be pulling up, babe, cause you nasty. Smacking ass when you walking past me. No kizzy, I ain't even got friends like that, but with you I'm way too friendly. Make you bust till it's empty. Spending money till we dizzy. Yeah, spending money till we dizzy.
Yeah, ayy. Damn it, that pussy got power. Ayy, come and sit that ass right on my lap, baby, I'll be a Santa. Pull off them clothes like bananas. Freaky, she told me to pull out the camera. Now she know hoe, she a dancer. And she on point, got her bands up. Make them hoes sit down, they can't stand her. Don't fuck with niggas, they lacking. Ayy, but she fucking with me cause it's more than a pistol I'm packing. She hit the head like an aspirin. Freeway speeding out of control. Right in her bed, we'll be crashing. That's your bitch, not anymore. Begging for me, always asking. She in love with it, suck me with a passion. Always at me like she tagging. Aquafina with the whip game and she wet up the mattress. Expensive bitch, always taxing. High end, all the fashion. Fly her out and make it happen. I flew her out and got cracking.
Why don't I pull up tonight at your place? We can get lit, watch on the flick so we can just role play. Either way, I'm tryna see what it do with that throat, babe. Lil' mama eat it, she call me Badia, she love how the goat taste. Throw it back, make it clap, then make it rotate. As soon as I hop out of these dope trays, I'm on go, babe. I wanna see what it hit like. I won't wait, I want the kitty light. Yeah.
Oh, you heard it. It's a vibe tonight. We at Trill. We got Ricky Fitz in the fucking building. We about to play this same game instrumental for my man. And he's gonna go all the way off. Give me a mic check.
Mic check 1 2.
1 2 1 2. You know the fucking vibes. We out here. Let's get to it. Ricky fucking Fitz.
Mixtape Visions out right now. Go check that shit out. Foundation. Lost Children of Babylon. Let's get it.
Life ain't going where you want it. Step your hustle up till you done it, nigga. Yeah, and teachers seem to do the same thing, so they don't gotta play the same game. Life ain't going where you want it, Step your hustle up till you done it, nigga. Yeah, and teachers seem to do the same thing, so they don't gotta play the same game. All we buy is designer, smoke on the Larry's marijuana. Dude, I used to be is a goner. Misery, I see just my karma. Chasing these commas, don't see anything that can stop us. Your favorite rappers, they not us. Mind fuck, can't really figure it out. These rappers not us. Yeah, and some be mumbling still, been on some other shit. Ever since I slid in the bills paid and my cabinets is filled. I want some next shit. Wifey try to play me too close, I want the next chick. Invested, my exit's expensive. Should I stay or should I go's the only question. Yeah, that's running through my head. Wish somebody knew these thoughts running through my head. Basura blanca, tight bitch all in my bed. Pussy crazy, head to my balls turn red. Bitch crazy, daddy just came home from the feds from chasing the bread. Seen from the Walking Dead, it's like Kensington out in Santa Fe with the Mexicans. 30 white girls that panhandle for their medicine, it's evidence. Mic in my hand, ball specialist, told to leave the streets alone, divine messages. Come to me while writing rhymes, metaphors, every line I jot, it's hip-hop, yeah. Life ain't going where you want it. Step your hustle up till you done it, nigga. Yeah, and teachers seem to do the same thing, so they don't gotta play the same game. Yeah, life ain't going where you want it. Step your hustle up till you done it, nigga. Yeah, and teachers seem to do the same thing, so they don't gotta play the same game.
Fitz the God, Gem Work Radio. This is crazy, man. Donkey Bongs, peace to Toasted and Gifted, Tech the Supah LAtin. Thank you, man. This is dope, man. Peace, man. Peace to the gods and the earths.
Yo.
Peace to everybody out there. Hip hop, man. I love this shit. I'm gonna do it to him. I can't no more. I promise you that. I just can't. Like,
yo,
you know what I mean? So my tongue fall out.
You're a fucking animal. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Tech the Supah LAtin. That's Ricky Fitz. Make sure you tap in every Friday night for the Gem Work Radio show. Sometimes we in Phoenix, sometimes we in LA.
Tap in.
You will know when we're doing another Gem Work Live because you're gonna see the promo, man. We setting it up probably for about 2 or 3 weeks from now. So stay tapped in. Donkey Barnes TV is where you want to be. Gem Work Live is where you can catch us on the live stream all the fucking time. Tap in with the network. We out of here. Hip hop culture at its finest. Peace, love, unity, having fun. That's what hip hop is about. That's what we push. Gem work. My name is Tech the Supah LAtin, brother Maz. Brow. We out of here. Peace.